Hi, my name is Brent Stinsky. I'm the Executive Director of Stories Project of Iowa City, and I'm here to walk you through some results of a research study we conducted about ourselves and about our place in the state of Iowa. This was an internal study. I'm a market research executive since 2007. I felt comfortable overseeing it myself. I will say I have zero desire to do a push-pull for decision makers who are considering Stories Project. The data should speak for itself. Crosstabs, raw qualitative, will be available via our website. And I'll also note the high sample sizes for both of the studies that were bundled up in this overall study. We did a survey with 2,708 people on a nationwide basis, and almost 1,900 people participated in our statewide survey. Let's cut to some of the national results, and I will get past the fine print. We wanted to test our core concept. Do people like what we hope to offer? So we defined it as a museum dedicated to books and storytelling, including stories and novels, movies, games, television shows, and more. Interest in visiting such a place is high, 72%. Small amounts of people were not interested. 72% combining the top two boxes here. We went on to ask about different types of museums that people would want to visit. So we broke it down according to large genres: visual art, music, stories, and crafts, decorative, and folk arts. We said, which of these would you most like to go to? Visual art came in at the top, as one might expect. There are a lot of visual arts museums out there. But it was interesting how the other genres all pretty much clocked in at about the same place, about 20% each. What was interesting for me here is that 20% of Americans, 1 in 5, said that more than anything else, I want to visit a museum about stories. And when you look around, those things almost don't exist. There's 2,600 visual arts museums in America, 200 crafts museums, almost 70 music museums, but we had to hustle to find any museums dedicated to stories and to storytelling. Now, people like this core concept. They also think it's good for young people who might visit a place like this. So we're very pleased with the result there. 60% of respondents saying 5 out of 5, I want young people to visit, 25% with the 4 out of 5, only 2% in the disapproval categories. That's a great result. Now, I like to ask a lot of open-ended questions as a researcher. I don't want to lead people, so I just said, well, tell us what you think about this whole thing. And just threw out a softball. We then took those qualitative comments and bucketed them. A lot of them, they don't give you much. People might say it's cool, it's great, blah, blah, blah. Those are the general approval bucket. But when people got specific about their reasons, 2 huge themes came to the fore. This is a place where I can better myself if I were to visit it, or it's a place that will better young people who visit and has a strong and powerful educational component. Now, we have all of these comments available for you on our website. There's just so many. I mean, I could go on and on with great examples, but one person said, I think this type of museum would be attractive. Not only is it a way to get people to read more, but it would also bring people together. In so many words, that is our mission statement. It squares with everything that we hope to achieve at this organization. There were some interesting results in the national study when it came to perceptions of Iowa and of Iowa City. We asked people on a 1 to 5 scale question, what's your interest in visiting Iowa? Low disapproval, and people don't not want to come here, but most people were in the neutral category, the no opinion category, or 4 out of 5, which was just curious. I think there's room to boost awareness of Iowa as a tourist destination. Iowa City, similarly, room to boost awareness that this is a great place to visit. And we'll see some of these themes recur in our statewide survey that we will come to in a moment. But from the national survey, strong interest in the core concept, approval for young people visiting this place. There is an opportunity in the market. People want to see a museum dedicated to stories. But there's still a need to spark more interest nationwide in both Iowa and Iowa City. So we took all these results. We conducted our Iowa survey second. I'll get past the fine print here. We asked folks a little bit about what they thought about the arts and how the arts fit into Iowa communities. The first question maybe was a bit touchy-feely. We said, well, do the arts instill a sense of pride among Iowans? And I think many people agreed with that general notion. So 76%. But when we changed that question, we got a different result. We asked people whether they thought the arts would boost economic activity in Iowa. Better result here, 45% giving that 5 out of 5, 85% total overall approval, very small disapproval at 3%. And then we changed the question one more time, and wow, we asked people if government should encourage the arts. Broadly defined, not just as museums, but live performances and arts and music festivals and other things like that. 51% of folks feel that the government should encourage the arts. That's 5 out of 5. 83% total overall approval of that notion, vanishingly small disapproval. Now, the folks at Iowa liked the idea of Stories Project, just like folks did nationwide. We weren't surprised there. We were also pleased to see that Iowans felt that young people should visit this museum. And another thing that clocked in quite similar to the national result were the open-ended questions we asked following up, saying, well, what do you think about this place? When people got specific, those two themes bubbled to the top again. People felt that this would be good for young people, and it would also help them better themselves. So the educational component is high. The Iowa qualitative comments are very interesting, and we just notice a dominant theme of people saying Iowa City is a really great place for this. This is a good fit for what we have to offer in Iowa City, and a fit with the university and its wonderful heritage. We then shifted the tone a little bit. We asked people about their views of Iowa City. This is the Iowa-only sample, remember, and Iowa City is clocking in well, 58% approval there. That's good. Very low disapproval at 6%. However, we do have a large number of people here in this 34% group, this gray slice, indicating a degree of indifference. And so there's ways to boost perception of Iowa City as a great place to visit. We asked people, that 50-odd% group of people who like Iowa City, we asked them why. The university really dominated response here, with the university itself, healthcare, and sports. One thing that caught my eye in this response that we got here, arts and culture responses were somewhat low. Only 5% cited that as their big reason for liking Iowa City. We have a terrific arts offering. We can boost that. We can have more people in the state know about what we have to offer here in Iowa City. And we kind of saw something similar when we asked about awareness of cultural venues in Iowa City. Here, non-downtown locations tended to kind of dominate the conversation. Iowa Children's Museum was first. Coralville Center for the Arts was third. Extreme Arena was fourth. Iowa City Public Library is a downtown location, and that clocked in extraordinarily well, as you can see. But many of the other downtown arts organizations didn't have the awareness that maybe one would hope for. Riverside Theater, Stanley, Englert, Prairie Lights, all coming in lower down in the ranking, and that continues to the bottom of the ranking. That's okay. I mean, these are smaller venues, and they aren't going to have the reach out into the state that something like the Children's Museum will. But it does mean that there is a great opportunity to boost awareness among people right here in our own state about great downtown venues like Film Scene, like Prairie Lights, like Englert Theater, and more. So that fits in with the theme that we have this incredible cultural center here in Iowa City. But we can do more to get even people in our own state to think about Iowa City as a place that they can visit and as a home for the arts. Let's go through conclusions on the Iowa study then. People like the core concept. They want governments to support the arts. They like Iowa City, and they like Iowa City's arts venues, but we can do a lot more. To get that message out, please go to our website and feel free to make any requests to us if you have questions about the data that's available here. Thanks for tuning in.